On to chapter 2, Tokyo Shinobi Squad. There's always a very like standard layout of series in the first couple chapters. You really I kind of like peg it up to the first kind of like 15 to 20 chapters is really kind of like it's in a layout of getting you pretty much to understand the main character, and then you find out more about kind of like the layout of powers more, and then really the first kind of arc that needs to get people on board the series before it kind of reaches that deadline that Weekly Shonen Jump usually it has, where it's like around like 15 to 20 is when they axe them if they don't get a certain level of popularity. And so this chapter, as it is now chapter 2, we get another kind of like one of these chapters. You're finding out more about Jin's character. It's much more about just getting a more taste of who exactly he is, what he's like, and where we're gonna kind of like see this main character go. And he's in like an office. He's in this dude's office building, and he's like talking to this dude, this director. And he's like the developer of Shinobi Affairs. And I'm kind of curious about this guy, just like in the fact that he's got a big scar on his face. Like maybe he used to be a shinobi. I'm very curious about that. I feel like that would make sense to this guy. He's apparently a director of shinobi shit, so he's probably somehow important. But when he's like talking to Jin and going over all this stuff, and Jin just starts randomly talking in Arabic because he's saying like the guy was saying so many long like funny, like complicated words that he thought he was speaking another language. He's just mocking the hell out of him. And Jin's just like, listen, I don't do any of this. I don't do any of this just for to help like rich people do stuff for like the elites and cater to people. I'm doing this because I want to, and I want to help out in whatever way I decide, which is cool. You got to respect his decisions. If he wanted to, do whatever it is that they really want to push him, probably whatever like big political Shinobi like head assisting things that they're trying to like put out on this dude, because Jin's obviously very skilled. I think we've seen enough, at least in the first chapter and now two, to say that he's definitely skilled. He's got a lot under his belt. Probably not like, oh, he's in the top 10 or something Shinobi, but he's definitely capable. And when this is all happening, he's just like, "Screw this! I'm leaving." The guy, and he messes with the dude's painting on the wall. Uses his magnetism abilities to knock the like a James Jackson Pollock painting off the wall. Like mess with it, and then when they're all like trying to catch him, he's like, "All right, you can try." Jumps up the 47th floor of a building, and is just like, "Nope, it's out of there." And the rest of the chapter really kind of, you just get a nice little display. He goes to the shopping district, and there's this girl who talks about how the Yakuza have pretty much showed up. They decided that they're going to pretty much take the entire district by force. They're going to destroy everything there and build something that they want. And you have this girl who's very sad that her favorite place in the world, this shopping district, is being destroyed, and there's nothing she can really do about it. But obviously, with Jin, one of the things about his character, he's very much about like upholding like himself and kind of like this tradition, and I guess I don't really call it tradition. Very much is more of like honor and like kind of like, I would say like well ideals. I don't really know how to really describe that like off the top of my head. He's a good guy, and now he's got these guys moving in, and they're with the Yakuza trying to pretty much forcibly take this area and destroy and redesign this entire like shopping district like street. And he obviously doesn't like crime. Jin is very much he seems kind of like more like I want to say like soft anti-hero. And I use it kind of describe sometimes when I talk about like Natsu Dragmeal, how he's his own guy. It's really just whatever. He could be the nicest guy in one moment, but like you could have like the Pope like say something bad about his guild, and he's gonna punch out the Pope. That seems to kind of be what Jin is like in a way. In it doesn't matter if they're a good guy or a bad guy. He's independent, and as long as they either do something to piss him off or get in the way of his ideals, he's gonna deal with them. But all these Yakuza dudes, I feel like after the first moment, like any normal person would have been like, "Fuck that, I'm leaving." Because they shoot a bunch at him, and he uses his magnetism to pretty much stop the bullets in midair and then shoot them back. Actually, oh no, he doesn't. Yeah, he has him pretty much stop. He flips him around and shoots him back. You know, does like a little finger bang gun thing, and then they're just like, oh shit, he's a shinobi again. Like in this world, I feel like at this point, like you're this experienced, you're a member of the Yakuza, and you're like up there, and you know you're straight in Tokyo. That if you run into a shinobi and you're not a shinobi, you probably should just leave because Jin just mauls the hell out of these dudes, beats the crap out of them, and then like after they all decide to pretty much those that are still conscious are like, yeah, I'm out, I'm leaving, and that was mostly it for the chapter. And they actually had a really nice like end piece when Jin goes and like touches some I want to say like electrical wiring cording and uses his electrical abilities to turn all the neon lights back on and make that girl that he was talking to much more happy. So that's really nice. But he didn't end up getting one of the jobs that Papillon wanted them to get, and so now he's got to wait till the next day to hopefully get some work to get some money. So I like that kind of like little display of Jin. It felt a lot shorter than it actually was. I think just some of the text, like there was a lot of text in the first few pages, but then like went way down, and there was just you know, finding some more about Jin. We'll probably get, I'd say like the next chapter or two, we'll probably get more of like a you know, a pseudo rival character. I'm just gonna assume, and I'm still believing that it's gonna go into some of the normalcies of shonen kind of like series, you know, and to kind of give us a bit of the normal layout, so you know you can get comfortable with the series before it tries to, you know, go crazy on you. Other than that, drop a comment below on what you thought about this. Again, it felt like a very short chapter. I still liked it. It was interesting, nothing too crazy, nothing bad, but just enjoyable enough to read it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this. And other than that, like I said, comment below and tell me what you thought about this. I'd really appreciate if you thumbs up the video from the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.